Wow, YouTube. It's been a long time, and I'm sorry about the lack of a pretty background, and this video is probably going to seem a little, well, it is low budget. But I moved away, took all my stuff down, and then I moved back, and I haven't quite gotten back to getting out to the storage unit to get it out and hang it back up. I think I saved all the nails in a bag somewhere because who throws away nails? Anyway, it's Halloween and I had a crazy idea. And I know my costume is not obvious, but I'm Quentin Coldwater. And this could be my amulet of protection, which is relative important to my weird video thought I had. So recently, I started going back to church because I'm happy having a pretty painful year, and I needed some guidance. So because I started going back to church, I downloaded a Bible app. Now, one night, I was dreaming away. Actually, I think it was morning. I'm dreaming away and in my dreams, I have a whole different family. Anyway, my dream mom goes upstairs, and speaking of the magicians, the downstairs looked a lot like the Physical Kids cottage from the TV shows, and then the upstairs looked a lot like that house that David Cross lives in on Men in Black 2. But fake mom goes upstairs and starts doing cult things. I can't just not let this happen without putting it on Snapchat. So there I am, adding it to all of my stories over and over again, inundating my Snapchat friends with this cult stuff. And then I'm going to save it to my memories, and then I'm going to show the cops because this is some next level hereditary shit. And then I did not know that this Bible app has notifications of Catholic church bells. The bells sounded and ripped me from my slumber, and then I was just like, what was that? And then, since I'm going back to church, and I'm dealing with some problems I haven't dealt with in a while, it brought back memories. Sometimes memories from 20 years ago, when I was just a 14-year-old girl, and then I said to myself, because I tried to watch The Exorcist, I said, how come the Catholics own all of the horror movies? How come it's so centered around the Catholic Church that realistically in recent years, I'm noticing maybe, and a lot of Hispanic people are Catholics, but it's like Catholic Santeria, maybe 3% them, like in the Paranormal Activity 2. And then 3% Native Americans, like in that one with not Kevin Bacon, but Ethan Hawke and Rhoda Mitchell, and then there's the autistic kid, and he screws over his whole family. And it's really not a good movie, and I can't remember the title of it because it was boring. The Native Americans came in, and then they just blasted everybody, all the demons out. And I think it's like 2 Jewish movies with The Possession and The Unborn, but that thought, what if there was a Mormon movie with exorcisms? Now, I have an idea. This is the not so special Halloween special for my channel, and my idea is this. We create a movie. It can be self-aware, it can and sort of parody on this trope and satirize it, or it can be like The Room, so bad it's good, or it can totally take itself seriously and miss completely, probably that last one. And then, once that's all said and done, I'm not saying it has to be good, I'm just saying it has to be made. And I propose to you It goes a little something like this. There's Jax Lena. She lives in Brigham City, and her friend Tyrynne, Tyrynne, and her sister Aspen, Aspen, not Aspen, Aspyn, have moved to Vernal or Duchesne or Roosevelt, anywhere in the Tri-County area of Daggett, Duchesne, and Uena County. And then, once they invite her over, they heard the local legends of Skinwalker Ranch, and then they dare her to go up and pet the legendary dog, the cryptid dog that supposedly guards Skinwalker Ranch. And she's like, I got this, y'all weak. I'm going to go up and I'm going to pet that dog. And then Aspen and Tyrynne, or whatever name I gave her, I don't even care, she's not important, are there like, oh, buddy, watch her. She actually doing it. Stupid girl. And then she pets the dog. Dog turns into a big, scary, ferocious monster that has like, it just opens up a mouth like something from Silent Hill, and it threatens to get her. It drags her back from the road. She tries to scream and run, but it drags her back from the road, and then she's gone for like 4 days. Tyrynne and, or I think her name was Taryn. I don't even care. Whatever. Tyrynne and Aspen run home, and then they don't tell their mom. They just make it sound like, she's gone, and then they text her mom from her phone, and they just keep it that way. Jax Lena comes back 4 days later, but she's not the same. She is like this one creepy pasta story I heard where someone was camping with someone else's doppelganger, and she's like an automaton-like clone of herself. And so she's sitting there, and she's not the same, and Aspen and Tyrynne are really totally uncomfortable around her. So they send her back to her mom. And then her mom kind of notices some stuff, but she doesn't say that she's okay. She just kind of goes quiet. Her mom can't get out of her what went on, so she kind of just says she goes and she talks to her bishop, and her bishop, we should introduce him about halfway. He's a type. He is a type. Let's have him have that soft, reassuring bishop voice. Yes, my child, it is great. And he has the handshake, the Mormon handshake. I don't know what it is about Mormons, but they take the firm handshake to mean crush the bones and crush the bones. Just, if you have eczema and they shake your hand, you're like, I think I just peed a little. So he has that firm handshake, man or woman, you're going to get your bones crushed. Why? And so he says, might just want to let her go through it, but have her come talk to me just in case. And so even though Jax Lena is like 16 or something, she's mostly a Radio Disney, One Direction, Big Time Rush, very innocent music that's not sexually charged at all. I mean, even the Backstreet Boys had some sexualness, and so did the Warp Malberg band, the New Kids on the Block. So then something starts changing in her. She starts swearing more, doing weird crap like that, like popping her neck loudly. She starts popping her fingers because it's been a while since this demon has been inside a body, and she starts acting weird. First off, it's simple, easy stuff, like the audacity she's listening to Billie Eilish. And then it's like Kendrick Lamar, Migos, The Weeknd, and then it sort of gets, like your angry white boy music, like Theory of a Dead Man, and I'm not even sure who's even relevant anymore. And she starts smarting off and being rude to her parents, cutting class, smoking, acting weird, throwing tantrums, and being mean to all of her other quite possibly weirdly named siblings like Jaquan or Jack, just some weird thing, some weird name. Jaquan, JAKWON. So she starts being mean to her siblings, and then it goes from just Billie Eilish and The Weeknd and Kendrick Lamar, and I once went through a bunch of memes, and it says Billie Eilish. No, god damn it. The Weeknd writes music for girls who cheat on their boyfriends while they're out of town, and I'm like, no. The Weeknd writes music for awkward white girls from Utah whose Mormon parents wouldn't let them have any fun. And one time I put on The Weeknd on Twitter, I like The Weeknd. He speaks to that dark part of me my Mormon parents tried to pray out of me. And then someone who called himself King of the Dick Cheese liked my tweet, and I can't get over that. I can't get over that Twitter bio. Hilarious. So, their dad tries to pray for her. Her dad tries to bless the house. Her dad tries to bless her. It starts getting worse. And then, really, Satan's music comes out. And I'm going to use bands that I've never heard, but just heard of, because a lot of the metal bands I listened to when I was younger are like 50, and they're not doing much. So she starts listening to like Municipal Waste and Pig Destroyer and some other one I can't freaking remember. And then they're just a little bit worried because those are some kind of dirty names and stuff like that. And they thought it was bad when they were kids and all that stuff. And then the final straw, when they know she's possessed, is she listens to the band Whores. That's when it's time. It's time to take her to the bishop's house because it's been a minute since they've been to the bishop's house. And they would take her to church, but I like this idea better. He goes in, he aggressively handshakes everyone, and he feels an evil coming off of her. So he says, we must get to work now. And then they start out doing like the Mormon way to do it, just blessing and saying, get behind me, Satan, get behind me, Satan. This is all in parody. I'm not trying to offend anybody, so don't get that way. And then just trying really hard. And then almost every Mormon basement has a bunch of crap, like an assload of DVDs and VHS. So she throws them all back. They're all doing a laying on of hands, trying to bless her and everything. She throws them all back because he's got to have some other elders there for some backup. Throws them all back. And then she lifts up like a VHS copy of Jumanji or some Richard Dreyfuss movie. And she flings it at soft-voiced bishop guy. Kills him. And then the woman, the bishop's wife, the bishop's wife says, I know who to call. And so she calls her son the lapsed Mormon, and she calls her other son the strong Mormon. And the lapsed Mormon is like Jack and drinks Jack Daniels. And I have birds. So what she does is she calls both of them. And since her other son couldn't get a sitter, all the kids, all 6 of his weirdly named kids are there too, down in the basement. And then I don't care how the demon gets out of her. That you can come up with on your own. I just care that, like a kid could ruin it. Like a kid could think, oh, hey, I watched that terrible movie, A Wrinkle in Time. I'm gonna love the demon right out of her. And little kids always ruin everything in horror movies because children are awful. Flings her back. And then that's when Jack starts just smack backhands her and is like, you're a little shit, you're terrible, you deserve everything that's happening to you. And then they get her all done and she's all exorcised or anything. Like I said, make it up. Whatever. And then after she's all exorcised from her demons, since the good young bishop couldn't get a babysitter and he had to bring all 6 of his kids, maybe the daughter that got through back might break the 4th wall, stare into the camera, and smile. And that would be the movie. Did she get possessed? Maybe. Did she just fart and the windows in that car don't roll down because he can't afford a decent car because he's got too many kids? Maybe. Maybe she's just let out a fart or something and she's just like, oh, I can't wait till you smell that. But that could be a demon thing. And it could end in a creepy, weird, hereditary kind of way. I'm not saying it has to be good. It just has to be made. So that's my Halloween thought. A weird Mormon film. It can be serious, it can be parody, it can be satire, it can be so bad it's good. But it just has to be. Anyway, thanks for watching this video, and that's it. I thought of a way that you could get the demon out of her. And it could be that the good bishop's kids, the young good Mormon, all of his kids sing very terribly. And if you are a Mormon, you've been in a room where children are horribly, horribly migraine-inducing, singing Jesus Wants Me for a Sunbeam, putting ear-shattering, horrible, grating importance, son, beam, that the demon is just like, I can't, I'm out, I lapse, I go out, I cannot, over and over again, just singing, little kids with their sharp, shrill voices, just putting that word beam in your head like a jackhammer to the brain, and a nail gun to both ears. I think the demon would leave. I think, honestly, that's how you should get the demon out, is have all his little kids, like 12 to 5, and he has boatloads of them, have all those kids sing that song at the shrill, high, just horrible tone that they do, and they sing it. And you know what? Some people encourage that. Oh my gosh. Oh, even when I was a child, I remember sitting there and my mom was like, shouldn't you be up there? No, because I don't want to be. Shouldn't you be up there? Listen! No! Because I didn't want to hear, son. Beam! With this... Yes, that's how you get rid of the demon, is that they're just going to do that over and over again. And then Jack's going to be like, dude, I kind of feel sorry for this demon now. Anyway, happy Halloween. Have a nice day. I'm sorry this video is so weird, but I'm not sorry at the same time because I'm weird.